Hey, Kim here. Have you ever been looking for something and just tearing apart everything, trying to find it and making a total mess? This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was looking for this top and I knew I had it because I wouldn't have donated it because I loved it, but I haven't wore it in ages. So I actually tore apart my drawers looking for this top. I did find it eventually, but not until I had a really big mess, and I still haven't actually cleaned it up. But anyways, today I'm going to talk to you about some of the benefits of decluttering. I really believe that there is magic that happens when you declutter. So I have some things that might help you to think about, even just getting started with decluttering. The first one is about just being more healthy, and that is a benefit of being organized, more organized, especially in your kitchen, which can mean that you have more counter space. You can to create like a meal or to make a sandwich. You are able to make healthier meals. You might use up more leftovers. You won't have expired food to throw away as long as you're not buying too much, which sometimes I can be guilty of that as well. But I've been really trying to be more intentional about what I buy and what I know that I'm able to cook. So, it really is something to think about. All right, the next one is about you'll have less distractions, because we know when we look at our clutter, we can feel so distracted, overwhelmed. We don't know where to put our energy, that kind of thing. So rather than putting out fires all the time, you have more time for other things. You'll have more time just to be, just to think, to dream, just to be more creative, or maybe even just read a book. I mean, it doesn't always have to be about decluttering or, always trying to catch up, that kind of thing. So you do get to decide what to focus your energies on. Okay, and number 3 is about less anxiety and stress. There's no question that clutter causes us anxiety and stress. It does something to our brains. When we look at the mess, we're just like, so who needs that, right? So you will feel calmer just because you can find your keys. You can find that top that you know you have somewhere. You're not tripping over the cat, and you are able to find what you need with no problem. You're not going out and buying duplicates because you know where your stuff is. And yeah. Okay, number 4 is to give yourself permission to breathe, to ground yourself, and to have a little time to get to the next thing without rushing. I think that is so important, to have that space between what we do, right? Like some of us are always rushing to the next thing, always on the go, and we do need time to just kind of process things and just to be, and just to feel, help ourselves to feel calmer. We don't have to be always on the go all the time. Number 5 is energy flow in your home. I think having good energy in your home is so important. It really keeps things fresh. It keeps things moving. When you think about something comes in, something goes out, right? If you kind of have that rule for yourself, it can be really, really good. We need to have a good flow happening in all areas of our lives. So when you think about the kitchen, having a good flow with your grocery shopping, your fridge, getting your dishes done. I think the kitchens are so important, because we need to eat, right? And we can't be going out to fast food places all the time. That wouldn't be good for our health, that's for sure. So kitchens, laundry is another good area. We need to have a good flow of laundry. Our laundry needs to get done like probably on a weekly basis, depending on for yourself, if it's just you or if there's more people. If you have kids, like it could be a little bit more often, but laundry is a good area. What else? Finances. I'm going to talk about finances in a few minutes. But just the whole idea of what comes in must go out. So having that flow and energy, happening in your home. So sometimes what happens when you don't have a good flow in your home is things can become really stagnant, and that's what happens when there's no flow. So it's kind of like stuck energy in your home. It's sort of might be a feng shui saying, but think about a pile that kind of has gathered in your closet or in a corner somewhere, something that you haven't moved in quite a while. And, things like that can really become kind of like invisible, right? So yeah, they can become invisible. So we really need to allow our stuff and our homes to breathe. That's why I love having the windows open. Like right now, the weather is nice and cool. It's cool. Like I like hot weather, but it's cool enough that we don't have to have the air on, and you can have the window open. It just feels so fresh and lovely. I just really love it. All right, number 6 is about intuition and clarity. It can be such a big question to think about what we want for ourselves, our families, our homes. I ask that question sometimes. I even ask it of myself sometimes. I'm just like, what do I want? I don't know. I might need to journal on it or go for a walk or really think about what I really, really want, because I can be all over the map just like anybody. But just to have that time and space and to really trust our own intuition. I mean, having that time and space helps us to be able to trust our intuition, because we start to pay attention to what is really happening. And we start to allow what we need to have happen in our lives. So it's just really important to slow down and process, as well as process what's happening, and also just to have that downtime. Well, trusting yourself and making decisions will become so much easier. So, okay, so I'm going to talk about finances, and I think this is such a great benefit to decluttering. Have you ever found money or gift cards when decluttering? You might be saying, oh, I wish. But anyway, that can very well be a really great benefit to decluttering, right? So many people I have talked to have found money after a loved one has passed, or even in their own belongings. Gift cards that weren't used. I actually used a gift card yesterday. I ended up at a Starbucks, place I never go, but I was waiting for an appointment, and I had some time, not to kill, time to experience. So I went to a Starbucks, and I had 2 gift cards in my wallet, and I asked if the lady could check them, and one of them was $0. Threw that one out, and then the other one had enough money to buy my coffee that I purchased, and I still had a little bit of money left over, so that was like a win-win. It was really fun. Anyway, okay, with finances, you won't be buying items that you might already have. Oh, there's nothing worse than that, right? Going to the store, buying something that you come home, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I already had one of those. Or you have it somewhere and you just can't find it. And totally, I've been there as well. And that can be frustrating. I mean, I know one of the main things to do in that situation, well, knowing where your stuff is helpful, obviously, but also just putting like with like can really help with that as well, because you know how many of something you have, and then you might even know what you need. I do try to, if I see something that we need, like I use the last bit of something, I'll write it down right away on a list. So that can be really helpful. So just paying attention though to your finances can make such a huge difference. Watching what you are spending, paying your bills, doing your taxes, having a focus on your money adds up to savings in the long run. So remember, what you focus on grows, right? So, some of the members of the Declutter Your Life in Mind had this question. I had this question in our Facebook group at one point, and they mentioned a number of benefits as well. So I just have some of them here because there was a lot. Just feeling more in control, enjoying my space and taking control of my space rather than my space controlling me. I thought that was a really good one. So You're able to find things, more improved emotional health, mental clarity, less impulsive spending, less trip hazards. And I am sure there's so many more benefits to decluttering your life and mind. So let me know in the comments what benefits you have experienced by decluttering. And if you have any questions about how I can help you, please contact me at kimtrombley@simpatico.ca or check out some of my links. I think it's above in the bio. So, all right, happy decluttering. Bye for now.